African Development Bank on the Fiscal Sustainability and Mining Sector Governance Support Program Agreement. We now have remarks from Mr. B. Matibidi, Country Manager of the African Development Bank.
Just go ahead, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Finance and Development Planning, distinguished government officials from the Minister of Public Works, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure to be here today for the signing of the Fiscal Sustainability and Mining Sector Governance Support Program between the African Development Bank and the Government of Liberia. This operation, with financing of about 12.1 million US, roughly $16.7 million, is another important step in our partnership with Liberia, and comes at a time when the reform agenda really matters for the country. This is the first phase of a 2-year programmatic approach, and it signals continuity and sustained support by the bank to the government of Liberia. It also speaks directly to the government's arrest agenda for inclusive development, which is focused on strengthening governance, reviving the economy, and making growth more inclusive. At the core of the program, Honorable Minister, are very practical reforms, which include improving domestic revenue mobilization, strengthening debt management, tightening procurement systems, and reinforcing anti-corruption measures. At the same time, we are putting more emphasis on the mining sector to improve oversight and ensure it contributes more meaningfully to national revenues. In simple terms, this is about creating the fiscal space government needs to deliver services and doing it so in a more transparent and accountable way. Honorable Minister, we recognize the effort that has gone into moving these reforms forward, particularly in a difficult environment, and we commend you and the team for that. I also want to acknowledge our development partners. Their continued collaboration and alignment around these reforms is important, and we value our partnership. From the bank side, we remain fully engaged, not just through financing, but also through ongoing dialogue and technical support to help ensure these reforms translate into results. At the end of the day, Honorable Minister, what matters is that these efforts lead to real improvements in the people's lives, and that Liberia's resources and economic potential deliver for its citizens. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Country Manager of the African Development Bank. We now have remarks from the Honorable Roland Lafayette Giddings, Minister of Public Works.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. It's an honor to be at the Country Manager of the African Development Bank. Thank you for the support to Liberia overall, especially to the road sector that you always supported, and the biggest donor to that sector. We should also create the kind of corridor that's required to support not only development and all that in our possession of the world. Thank you for the support. I know the bank will continue to support our rural development sector, especially what's happening in the southeast, for which now we're going to be connecting the entire country to the southeast with their support. I want to say thank you, and I know there are other programs that we're developing together for supporting the rural sector. That's something that we are proud of, and we hope that the bank will continue to work for us. And I'm sure what we do in the corridors will also, create the support of mining development. So thank you for the support, and this partnership continue to grow as it has always been. Thank you.
At this time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure now to invite the Honorable Augustine P.K. Kaswan, the Liberia Minister of Finance and Development Planning, who will now make special remarks on the approval.
Well, Mr. Country Manager and Assistant and Honorable Minister of Public Works, Honorable Roland Lafayette Giddings, and Deputy Minister for Economic Management, Minister of Finance, Honorable Debuwa Zuo, Controller and Accountant General of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Ewu Neti, the Acting Deputy Minister for Budget and Planning, Honorable Sarah McGill Mulba, and other members of the team, distinguished members of the Food Estate. I want to say thanks for coming, and thanks to the country manager of the African Development Bank for coming and being a strong partner. The African Development Bank has a very strong relationship with the government of Liberia. It was one of the first multilateral development institutions that started with supporting this government. He is the governor of Liberia in his post-war reconstruction. During the epic process and the support we received for infrastructure. Let me say that everybody knows about the, now they call it Ganta Harper Highway, but I already call it Monrovia Harper. Yeah, because for those in Monrovia, before you reach to Harper, you know, the first partner, donor that engaged on that road was the African Development Bank. From Fishtown to Harper. And now I think we're doing the bridge, right? The minister. Yeah, the bridge to cross the Kavala. Yeah. So, and then we have the World Bank engaged on that road too. So, but in the infrastructure sector, as the minister said, you are the biggest donor. Others are trying to compete and out-compete. But I know that you're not allowed them. You give more support. We're talking about the minister and myself, but he's leading this charge. The coastal highway, we engage in partners. I think you're interested. You are leading that from Buchanan going on the coastal highway. You are leading that, and we'll work with you to deliver that. Not too long ago, we launched the 18 million domestic resource mobilization project that is meant to help us generate more revenue from this critical sector, the mining sector. And you are giving a lot of support through the African Legal Support Facility to our debt management effort. We're in Brazzaville with you, and we have some very positive engagement. I currently chair the AdB constituency that comprises Liberia, Ghana, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Gambia. Sudan, rather. In Sudan. Yes, we have country-specific issues that we've raised, but there are certain issues that are general. We are looking for, and the president has assured will follow up, for more support to the private sector through the non-sovereign operations window. There are funds that we need to leverage because to develop our country, the private sector is key. This agreement we are signing today of $16.7 billion for fiscal sustainability and mining sector governance comes as just another manifestation of the solidity of the partnership. So I want you to, the project management team has been recruited to give more than 100,000 jobs. That is under the Ministry of Commerce. We are supporting this process, but the latest report I received makes me very happy. We've talked the talk. We now need to move fast with that project because the opportunities that are, embedded in that project opportunities that are transformative, especially we're talking the private sector, we're talking youth. So overall, I just want to say thanks again for this signing that we're about to do. It just adds up on the many other things that the African Development Bank is helping to support positively. One of which is the Special Agricultural Processing Zone. Thank you very much, and I will look up to this.
We now move to part 2, which is the signing ceremony. The governors will southwest, then there's the countryman.
Let him be silent. Let him be silent, and then we'll exchange later. Huh?
Yeah.